Hi everyone. It is great to be here with you. As said, I'm Salazar, the Sustainability Officer of the Union. And so a few weeks ago, I found myself wondering, what should I say in my opening remarks? And luckily for me, that same day I had a meeting with Dan Hall, present here today somewhere. And he's the communications expert and UCL Sustainability Engagement Officer. So his advice was simple. People want to hear that students care. And that's what I'm here to try to do. And if that doesn't go so well, then at least we know who to blame for. Well, when I was a first-year student, I remember a conversation with a friend of mine, which I met through the Climate Action Society. He told me about an article written by UCL's former Director of Philosophy department, where the professor argued that universities should be the conscience of society. By no means an easy task. I think about this phrase often when reflecting on the meaning and value of the climate work happening here at UCL, both from the students and staff. Later in my studies, during a module in climate politics, I realized how crucial it is for universities to be actively engaged in addressing the climate crisis. If we agree that the international climate negotiations are not fit for purpose, which will be discussed in the next session, then we must consider a multilateral strategy. One that doesn't just rely on government, but also involves universities, businesses, NGOs, policy entrepreneurs, and students. This is where a conference like Love Your Planet becomes even more meaningful. If we ask ourselves, what can a university like UCL do to drive urgent climate action? The answer goes way beyond having a strong sustainability strategy, which we do. It is also about creating spaces like this where our community can come together, confront difficult questions, and inspire action. But where do we, the students, fit in? Well, I believe that if universities should be the conscience of society, then students would be its voice. And by now, I think we can all agree that words are powerful. There's a reason why this event is organized by the theme of the Grand Challenge of the climate crisis and not the Grand Challenge of the climate change. Words matter. It shapes our urgency, our perception, and our collective response. Borrowing an idea from my politics of nature professor, who referenced Voltaire, perhaps if we paid closer attention to our gardens, nurturing them with care and intention, we could collectively reimagine a just future for all, and not just a few. And at UCL, many students are already doing so. Just like last week, a climate assembly was organized where we had many different student groups coming together. Among them, we had the Urban Farmers, Energy Society, Vegan Society, Socialist Feminist Group, Climate Action, and Zero Food Waste. I want to take a moment to highlight the amazing work that one of these groups is doing, which is Zero Food Waste. This group of no more than 5 people go to each of the 13 cafes every week, every day around UCL to just pick the food that wasn't sold in the day, collect it, and then give it to a local food bank. The amount of hours and time that they put in to save these items is crazy. Only last year they saved over 8,000 food items. And yes, even if this is just a small example that on the wider picture may not have the biggest impact, it is driving real change, and it is meaningful to the people in our community. Now, before I wrap up, and we actually hear from the experts that I'm sure we're all here for, I want to extend an invitation to you all, especially to the students in the audience. So at the Student Union, we're finally launching the Student Union Sustainability Council. The council is conformed of 2 different task forces, the Banking and Political Task Force, and they both have very important aims. For the banking task force, the idea is to start a campaign where we invite students and staff to switch away from the banks that are driving, in a way, the climate crisis through investing in fossil industry. And as for the political task force, we're aiming to create bridges with other university sustainability council and groups in order to expose and reach more people through our student voice. So if this is something you're interested in, please just talk to me, reach out. I'm very glad to discuss it with you. Anyways, having said all of that, I just want to say that today's event will be amazing. There's so many talented, experienced professors, academics, policymakers present here today, some of them which have been my professors and are incredibly knowledgeable and inspiring people. And we're very lucky to be here today for that. So, above all, please enjoy today, ask those itching questions, and have fun. Thank you.